fruit trees are so fruit trees are so cool in Hawaii. Heidi, I don't expect you to know what specific fruit trees there are. If you do, please chime it in. So, first question for all of you who are watching: do you have any fruit trees on your property? If you do, pop them in the comments. I'd be curious to see what fruit trees that you've got. But there's a city kid, born in Chicago, to be living in Hawaii now for most of my life. There is nothing cooler, and I mean nothing cooler, than walking out to your yard, extending out your hand and plucking a fresh, perfect mango off a mango tree and eating it right there. It's the simple pleasure in life that I'm so thankful for. It's incredible. It's Heidi, Scott. I don't know if you guys have any. You have any fruit tree? You have any fruit tree stories? I just love that. That's my favorite. Anyone? Go ahead, Scott.
We used to have two avocado trees. Actually, it was funny. We used to have two really great avocado trees in our front yard, and I used to have the big picker and would pick them out. And it was close enough to the fence, which was funny because as they started to get to the point of being ripe and whatnot, I'd go out to the mailbox or whatever, and I'd look up, and the street side of the tree would be bare. Everybody that would walk by would come by and pick avocados and stuff. And the inside of it, where we would, and there's plenty more than we could ever eat, were just in abundance. And I would get out there with the picker, but they were the big and creamy. They were amazing avocados, but and the neighborhood loved them too, because they would.
Yeah, so Scott, that's a great point, because it's technically legal to pick fruit if it's overhanging in the public side. So if there's a fruit tree which overhang on the sidewalk, it's and it's Hawaii culture is also go right ahead, because there's, like you said, Scott, there's plenty more than you could ever have. I think we had the same kind of avocado tree, Scott. They were these big, huge, or like footballs, man. They were giant, and they were creamy. I remember one time we had a birthday party, had our backyard was full of family, and everybody walked away with a case of mangoes. I mean, a case of avocados. Everybody walked away with a case of avocados. It was amazing. Heidi, I don't know if you have any favorite Hawaii fruit stories or not that you want to share.
Well, I have kind of a funny story about earlier this year. I was representing a buyer who was purchasing a house in Lahaina, and there was an agreement regarding this mango tree in the backyard that any of the branches that went over into the neighbor's yard, the mangoes on that side belonged to the neighbor. Any of the branches inside the property line belonged to that property owner. And this had to be disclosed and talked about during the transaction. It didn't appear on the title report, but I think we did have to sign off on it.
Now that's funny. And hey, that's funny, Heidi. And it's kind of in the agreement, because the neighbor wants the mangoes. That's so funny, right? Mangoes. I don't know about you folks, but on my wife's family side, mangoes are like fighting words. We're like fighting over mangoes, man. Like who's going to grab the mango? I mean, we get into arguments over this, wrestling over mangoes. Kelly has bought a property on the Big Island, banana tree. Wow, Kelly, banana trees, lemon, coffee, star fruit, 2 types of oranges, coconuts. Man, that is amazing. How cool is that? How cool is that? Auntie Joyce is chiming in. 50-foot avocado tree, papaya, mango, lime, lemon, coffee, tangerines, and now trying to grow cacao trees for chocolate. Wow. I don't need avocados, but my neighbors love me because I give them buckets full. Yeah, that's the other thing too, isn't it? The other thing that's so cool about neighborhood backyard fruit trees is, as you were saying, Scott, is way more than you could eat. There's way more than you could eat. And so, of course, what do? You bring some to your neighbors. You share, you bring excess fruit to your neighbors. We have neighbors with these lemon trees, and these lemons are just the juiciest, most unbelievably juicy lemons. I compare the store-bought to what they got. It's like at least 3 times the lemon juice for the same square foot, same cubic inch fruit. 3 times the juice, and it's just amazing to get that in. Of course, we share our mangoes, things like that of that nature. So that's another cool, wonderful part about Hawaii is sharing of excess fruit. So thank you, Auntie Joyce, and thank you, Kelly, for sharing those great stories.